Hello, this is Gene, otherwise known as Manu Fanatic, when I'm talking about Manchester United. Today I want to give you my guilty pleasures movies that I have. Now this is probably going to be one part, or one of many, because I have several of them. I have a lot of DVDs and Blu Rays, but these are the ones I thought of right now. And if you look in the back there, that's one of the most iconic images in Western film. I don't know who have seen it. If you have seen this or not seen it, I won't spoil what happens after this. But it's from one time in the West. Has Henry Fonda as a bad guy, which is kind of cool, and it's got Carl Bronson as somebody that gets his way back and has his revenge and stuff. Great sound, something you can watch over and over again, and it's harkened back to filmmaking that I really liked. Of course, Serial Leone did all those things with Clint Eastwood, and he is one of the founding fathers of the spaghetti westerns. And everybody should at least watch at least this movie once. There are several other westerns that would be on my list, and I will show them to you in due time, but this is part one. My next one is Godzilla, or Ghidorah. As you can see back here, I have a couple of Godzillas, and I got some other stuff around here. This is the original and the best. There's so much more to this movie, especially when you watch the Japanese version of it. Talking about, it talks about the war and everything, World War II, and there's a lot of political undertones, but of course we get introduced to probably the greatest movie monster all time, which is Godzilla. Always need to see this. This is on the Criterion. This isn't the expensive one. You can get it for like $5 or $6, but this one has everything's on it, and it has the nice the insides of it. Other than the artwork is nice. Let's see if I can open it. Good Lord, something wrong with me. You think I could have this under control? Apparently not. You would think that as many times as I watch this, because this is my guilty pleasure, you can see it's got some Japanese writing and stuff, and that's how it looks like when he opens it up. So I think it's worth an extra $15. If you go to like Movie Stop or something like that, you might get it used cheap. Sometimes on Amazon they have it for like $20. So if you're into Godzilla and you're into Blu-rays, I would recommend this one. The other great Japanese monsters that I like is the flying turtle, Gamera. Recently they came out with two movie collections. There's 8 movies on these two. They're like $10 each. Always liked him. I don't know why, but sometimes he can be good, sometimes he can be bad. But I just always love watching him and how he deals with the foes that he has. If you haven't seen Gamera, I would recommend it. And I'm still waiting for someone to give me that for my birthday or Christmas. I want a big flying turtle. So, anybody? Another one that's probably not that well known as far as an action movie. I like Blue Thunder with Roy Scheider, Mr. from Jaws. Very, very funny and actiony. Also some crazy stuff when it destroys like a F-15, but I like it. There's a lot of bromance going on in this, but it's 80s action personified, and and you can get this for like $6 if you look for it. Now with the recently the fantastic film 50 Shades of Grey came out. This is really the movie. If you want to watch stuff about this, this is the one to watch. And this is Jake Gyllenhaal's sister, Maggie, who was in Batman. I didn't really like her in Batman, but she's really good in here. And so is Spader. And Spader's obviously going to be in the new adventure movie. He's going to be Ultron. But anyway, it's a really character-driven, just superb. And you should watch it and not pay $10 to go see that crap-tastic thing that's on at the movies. This 50 stage of great. Another one from the 80s, I think. It's 80s. Yes, I like this movie. First, I mean, how can you not love her? But I like the movie because it shows a woman who, she was 19 and she was in a male-dominated job. I mean, she was also kind of like a stripper dancer after that, but and she didn't take anything from anybody. But she had, obviously, she was very immature in the movie. And the songs, and at the end, you know, it's one of those uplifting 80 movies. I have several others that I could show you, but this is the one that I really liked, and will always watch at some point because I just like it, and it makes me feel good when those days I don't feeling that well, whether it's my stroke is hurting me or whatever, I have depression. I put this on and it lives me up. I mean, similar to like Karate Kid or something like that. But it reminds me of what 80s used to be about, and how, you know, not that 80s were great and everything. Obviously, we were all about ourselves at that point. But $6 at Best Buy, can't beat that. Probably on everybody's guilty pleasures list would be Evil Dead. Now, a lot of people have Evil Dead 2. I don't go that way. As much as I like Evil Dead 2, this is the original, and to me, the better movie. I saw it, what, 84, 83? I was stationed overseas, and I came home for a couple weeks, and I went and watched it at the movie house, and it scared the shit out of me. But, you know, I loved it, and when they had the remake, and really that's really the second one is a remake, a little bit budget, budget. And also we find out what happens. You know, another one of these great horror film directors went on to great things. Sam Raimi became the director on Spider-Man. The first two were fine, but that last abomination was Spider-Man 3. And several thousands of people have reviewed that thing. And I don't know, I might do it at some point. I might do something like Chris Stuckman does, like his hilarious videos that him and John Flickinger does. I might do something on Spider-Man 2 or 3 because it's just horrible. But you know, watch the movie. Now here's a movie that a lot of people don't know. This is Dog Soldiers, and I think they're going to remake at some time. This is one of the best werewolf movies out there. It's about guys that are you know, combat guys, and they're out in the woods doing like training and stuff, and something happens, and they're caught up in a house, and these werewolves come out, and it's similar to well, it's not really similar to anything, but the creature effects are similar to like Wolfen and that type of stuff, and certainly if you're into anything like lycanthropy, like Underworld or anything like that, and you don't know anything about Dog Soldiers, I would recommend this. Another one's like $6. Probably the most famous zombie movie of all time. I mean, obviously, Night of the Living Dead, the first one in this trilogy, but this one is put it to a different level. And even today, the movie, when I talked about Godzilla and its political overtones, Dawn of the Dead has the same thing. They have, you know, there are a lot of satirical things going on. And what I liked about this movie is that there was a black man that was in kind of a lead area, a lot women that were being empowered, and they, people had to do when they were being killed by zombies. And I used to thought, I mean, I've seen this a billion times, but I think, that'd be kind of cool to live in a mall and have all that stuff. I would never have to leave. So there are parts in the movie they show that, but as we are men, women, humans can't seem to get their act together when everything was put together and whatever. Of the three, between this, Dawn of the Night of the Living Dead, and A Day of the Dead, I like this one the best. A lot of people said the third one is the best. Now, there's another one that you had to really look at many, many times. A lot of political stuff on that as well. George Romero was an unbelievable director and also a favorite of mine. And for this last one that's I'm coming up to, like I said, this will probably just be part one. Honestly, I have others that I could look at, but I want to make this video not that long. This movie that I'm about to show you is probably one of the best movies from the 70s, and maybe one of the top 10, 20 horror films of all time. And you have to watch it at least once a year. I think you have to. And this is it right here. You have to. If you're into anything horror, there's so much going on in this movie that, people make, it's kind of like when they do The Shining, and you can look at everything and try to figure out what's going on, and there have been documentaries on it. This is the same thing about this movie. I mean, what it's trying to say, and, for Tobe Hooper, I think this was his best movie. I don't think he's ever done anything anywhere near as good as this. He's had several remakes or sequels, but obviously the original is the best one. And this one's kind of cool. It's got several things, how it looks with the DVD. The iconic image of was it Leatherface, but I think that it's just and that's at the end of the movie. So, if you're going to be a collector of DVDs or Blu-rays or something like that, and if you have the ability, I always say try to get something that has more stuff on it. I mean, if you like movies. I mean, if you just want to watch it, it's fine as well. As I said, this is my just part one. I'm thinking that maybe I'll just show you what happens now, because I've about 2 minutes left on this. Maybe I'll show you what happens in this scene. So I'm going to do that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all guys have a good day as I show you what happens.